So after the WBA ordered Gervonta Davis to fight Lamont Roach because they felt when Gervonta took a knee, that should have had been called a knockdown. Therefore, Lamont Roach should have had been the winner. So they went on to order a rematch between Tank and Lamont Roach. Sources say even members of Gervonta's own team wanted the Lamont Roach rematch, but Tank said, screw that. And he went on to fight Jake Paul, a fight that was planned before even the Lamont Roach first fight. According to reports, Gervonta is standing to make $40 million against Jake Paul. So it's not $100 million like everyone has been saying, which means Tank could have had made similar money, if not more money, to fight Shakur Super Saiyan Stevenson. Anyways, due to Gervonta disobeying the WBO orders, he is not in jeopardy to lose the WBO belt at lightweight. Reports came out by Chavez from ESPN that the WBA is going to host a meeting to discuss stripping Gervonta of his WBA Super World title that he won by beating Frank Martin for the vacant title when Devin Haney vacated his undisputed title. Well, I can go ahead and let the WBA know. Gervonta don't give a F. Respectfully. Why would he? The WBA threatened Gervonta that they were going to strip him if he doesn't fight Devin Haney for undisputed. And they didn't strip him when Gervonta didn't fight Devin Haney. So their word means nothing to Tank, nor does Tank give a F. Do you guys know Gervonta is really only a one-weight division champion if you count the champions he beat, not the titles that was given to him, right? Because even at 130, the WBA handed Gervonta a title without telling him to fight the champion back then. And then at 135, they gave him a regular title, an interim title for so long. If that wasn't bad enough, they gave him another interim title, another WBA regular title at 140 when he fought Mario Barrios. But they promoted that as if Gervonta was winning real world titles. Back then, they promoted Gervonta as a three-weight division champion, when all along he was really a one-division champion. So with Tank money, he was able to buy the WBA. And now they want to threaten him that they're going to strip him of the WBA title that they gave him? Well, guess what? From all the money Tank is going to be making from the Jake Paul fight, the $40 million, he can buy another WBA title, perhaps this time at 147, so he can be a four-division world champion. These titles are a joke, man. For the longest, when Tank was at 135, he didn't fight Devin Haney for undisputed, but as soon as Devin Haney vacated, what happened? They gave him the title. Tank became an email super champion, the same thing he was clowning Devin Haney for. Even though him and Devin Haney are nothing alike, Devin Haney went and fought for his world title, then beat Lomachenko for undisputed. That's the difference. Tank, on the other hand, he said he only cares about money, but he clowns Crawford for fighting Canelo for more money. How does that make sense? He's clowning Crawford for fighting for legacy and money, when Crawford is making more money than him. So Tank is all over the place. The reality is, Gervonta has a lot on his plate because the Jake Paul fight is not that easy. First of all, it's not a real fight. It's an exhibition. Second of all, whenever you have a lightweight fighting a heavyweight, you best believe that lightweight, he better watch out, because if he gets caught, he could get embarrassed. That's the last thing Tanks want, is to be a laughing stock because Jake hurt him, let alone if Jake is able to knock him down, beat him, or knock him out. Man, Tank wouldn't even be able to come back to the hood. Joe can leave as a joke, but you guys get the point. On the other hand, since Gervonta refused the WBA order to fight Lamont Roach in a rematch, more reports came out that Lamont Roach already has a fight coming up, and it ain't Shakur. Which my assumption is it has to be another fighter that's ranked under the WBA, whoever is ranked number 1. Since Gervonta refused to fight Lamont Roach for the title, whoever is ranked number 1 under the WBA is obviously going to get the call. And guess who that is? That's Kid Austin. So that's a good fight between Lamont Roach versus Kid Austin. I would like to see it, even though I like the Shakur fight more for Lamont Roach. But if Shakur is going to be able to land a Teofimo Lopez fight at 140, then I wouldn't mind seeing Lamont Roach against Kid Austin. Now, with that being said, Lamont Roach posted on social media, I told you guys that Tank was going to duck the rematch. And he did tell everyone that Gervonta wasn't going to fight him again. Then out of nowhere, Lamont Roach posted that he loves the Netflix money, which could either means two things. He's going to be fighting on the undercard, or he got paid step-aside money so Gervonta wouldn't get stripped of his WBA title, which will indicate that Gervonta is not going to get stripped. Now, the third option is it's possible that we could see Lamont Roach versus Kid Austin on the undercard of Jake Paul versus Tank. Last but not least, if Gervonta was going to agree to fight Jake Paul, why the hell will he allow Jake to have his name first? I mean, that's crazy. All that, I'm the face of boxing, and he couldn't even stand on business when it came to that? I don't get it. Because as desperate as the heavyweight Jake Paul was trying to fight the lightweight Gervonta, I think he would have done it. I mean, Jake's career was about to become short fighting a super heavyweight in Anthony Joshua. He didn't want any of that smoke. Tank could have had saved the day like Superman. Remember, is Gervonta the one who keeps saying everyone is sucking Turkey D? All because the best is fighting the best for even more money. Meanwhile, what is Gervonta doing with this Jake situation by allowing Jake to have his name first on top of all of that? All that talking about Turkey, and Gervonta bent the knee for Jake Paul. All to deliver a Jake Paul exhibition and be named second. That's crazy. For the simple fact, Tank is the one taking all the risk. Hate this fight or love it, at the end of the day, Tank is not fighting a YouTube influencer in his same weight class. Absolutely not. Tank is a lightweight. Jake is a heavyweight. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.